How to tunnel OPC UA, connecting outbound through a firewall from the OPC server to the OPC client. First, download and install Cogent DataHub software on both the server and client computers. We will start with the DataHub instance on the OPC UA client machine by configuring it as a tunnel master. On the OPC client computer, start the DataHub, and from the Properties window, select the Tunnel/Mirror option. Make sure Accept Plain Text Connections is configured for port 4502. That port must be opened on this computer to make the connection, but no firewall ports need to be open on the OPC server computer. Click Apply. The OPC client side is now configured as the tunnel master. Next, we will connect to the OPC UA server on the OPC server computer. Switch to that computer. On the OPC server computer, start the DataHub, and from the Properties window, select the OPC UA option and click the Add button. Choose or enter a discovery domain. Choose or enter the endpoint URL for the OPC server. Leave the other fields at the default settings and click the Connection Test button. The connection should succeed. Close the window. Leave the data transfer options at the default settings. Manually select the nodes you want to connect to. Or choose Load All Nodes on Server. Enter a meaningful name for the data domain. Let's call it OPC UA Server. Click OK, make sure that Act as an OPC UA client and the On button are checked, then click Apply. Click View Data to see your data in the data browser. Now we will connect the tunnel outbound through the firewall from the DataHub on this computer to the DataHub on the OPC client computer. Still on the OPC server computer, select the Tunnel/Mirror option. Make sure the Act as a Tunnel/Mirror slave option is checked, because this DataHub instance is the tunnel slave. Then click the Add Master button to add a tunnel master. Enter the IP address or computer name for the primary host, the tunnel master, which is the OPC client computer where the other DataHub instance is running. Enter OPC UA server for the local data domain here on the slave, and the same for the remote data domain on the master. For the data flow direction, choose Read-Write to send data and receive data, or Write-Only to just send data to the OPC client. Don't choose Read-Only because you will be writing data to the master from the OPC server. When the connection is initiated, when it first starts, you want to override the OPC client values with the slave's values, the OPC server data. So choose the Override option. When the connection is lost, you want to mark the data quality for all points over there on the master as Not Connected. So choose that option. You can ignore the rest of the options for now. Click OK and Apply. Now switch back to the OPC client computer. On the OPC client computer, click View Data to see the data coming across the tunnel from the OPC server. The data is now updating here on this DataHub instance. For the final step, we will connect the OPC UA client. In the DataHub Properties window on the OPC client machine, select OPC UA and make sure the box for Act as an OPC UA server is checked, and that the protocols you need are also checked. Then click Apply. In your OPC UA client, add the Cogent DataHub server. Then select your nodes. Now you are connected. OPC UA server data is being sent via an outbound connection, tunneled through the firewall and across the network to the OPC UA client.